everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing a quick DIY that I did over the weekend, so don't feel as though you need to be restricted by just using someone's name. I have seen these made on a much larger scale, but for baby birthdays and weddings and stuff like that. So I did purchase some really cool large letters for my daughter's room from eBay, and I think these letters would look really great if you were making this project on a much larger scale. And there is some beautiful scrapbooking paper around, so you've just got to shop around. Etsy is one of my favorite places to go, and they're digital downloads that you can do from home, so pretty easy. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so supplies for this project. You will need a 45mm piece of pine. Now, you don't have to have this size, but you will want something that is the same width the whole way around, because you're going to be making cubes out of these. You will need a miter saw and a saw and a clamp if you are manually cutting this. Otherwise, you can use a drop saw if you've got one of those. So you'll also need some sandpaper. You'll need some 180 grit and some 240 grit. Your scrapbooking paper of choice, I got this one from Etsy. So this was just a digital download. Then you will need, a tape measure for measuring. That should have been back in this pile. Then you are going to need something to cut your scrapbooking paper with, some letters, glue, and just spray paint. So I think I will use Mod Podge. This does do wood, but I think I might try Mod Podge. I don't really know much the difference between them, so I'll have to have a look into that, but at the moment that's what I've got, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to swap it over for Mod Podge. So you need to start off by measuring. So this is a 42mm piece of treated pine, so I want it to be a square shape, so I want to measure 42 mils from the edge to this point here. So I've measured that, and then I'm going to use a clamp and clamp it down and use a miter saw, and that's just going to give me a nice straight edge and keep me on par basically. And then I'm just going to lightly pull back and then keep doing that. So I'm not going to go up and back, just lightly pull back, lift off, pull back until I get a nice cut, and then I will start sawing. So that's the easiest way of going. So one tip I will say is do not measure 42 and then another 42 and then another 42. You need to measure off the last cut. So when you cut this bit off, you'll measure from this edge here where you've cut off to the new bit, because your saw is going to obviously get your measurements out. The cutting is actually going to get your measurements out, and you don't want it to be that bit off. If you want the best result possible, that's what I would advise. So as I said, I'm not going to show you the sawing, it is just boring. If you have a drop saw, even better, because it's not going to give you this ugly edge that we've got here. It's going to be a lot easier for you to do when you're sanding, and it's going to be much faster. This is how they come out like. You can see there's like little divots in there, so they're really a lot of sanding to do basically. So we're just going to use some 180 grit sandpaper and just sand that up, and then we'll go over it again with a lighter sandpaper. So we've got the 240 grit sandpaper there. So you're just sanding the edges, all the corners first. All the edges, and you just want to keep sanding until you don't see any of this sort of stuff, so you want it to look completely smooth. So you just keep doing that until it's fully sanded. So this is what it looks like when it's fully sanded, nice and smooth. So now everything is sanded, it's ready to be painted. So I'm just going to use a primer. I just got this one from Super Cheap Auto, to be honest. I think they are like 3 for $10. Sometimes you can get them, they have a little deal. So that's what I did. I haven't actually used this one before, the primer, but I've used the other ones and they were fine. So just follow the directions on the back of the spray can.
From the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Down.
Okay, so I've done 2 coats of paint on these now, and I'm just going to set them aside to dry. So you just want to be measuring out your 3.5 centimeters, making sure that it's straight at the top, otherwise you're going to end up with it being uneven. And then just glide down. Then you want to be measuring your 3.5 centimeters again, and then cut. And then cutting him again. Oops. So this is what they're going to look like. Now that the glue has dried and we've made all of our squares, we're just going to start gluing them on. So I'm just going to use some Mod Podge. I just placed the lettering, so there's a variety of different colours, and when they're faced up like this, you can see a picture of the dinosaur. To be honest, it actually looks nicer with the white with the grey paint and the grey with the white paint, or silver you could say. But that would mean that I would have to cut another block out and do this whole process again, which I don't want to do. So this is just something to keep in mind if you guys decide that you want to take on this project. So I'm just going to start gluing these down now. Thank you all for watching. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd love to have you. I also have a Facebook and Instagram page where you can catch me on also. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.